Sometimes you gotta read yourself. I pull these cards for myself. Oftentimes, when I pull cards, I like to pull from my Hoodoo Tarot deck because I love working and corresponding with my ancestors. There's so many things about our story that wasn't told or was misunderstood that wasn't heard, and I always want to make sure that whatever I'm doing, I'm tapped into them in some kind of way, that I'm honoring them in some type of way. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. A lot of times when I pour from this deck, most of my cards being like in the reverse. Like, I've had this deck for a few years now, and a lot of the stuff that I would see when I would pull for myself, it would be just like in the reverse. And you know that when you do tarot, when things come out in the reverse, it oftentimes represents the negative aspect of the energy that you're channeling. But today, I pulled these cards, and I'm thankful because it showed me that I was aligned in my path in a particular way. All of my cards came out in the upright. So, like I said, sometimes you gotta read yourself. And myself is very proud. So, I pulled all of these cards first, and then this card was just at the bottom of the deck or whatever. And it came up. And although it was at the bottom of the deck, I feel like it told the story of, you know, the bottom of the deck, what was. And we have the Nine of Sticks here. So when you're dealing with the Nine of Sticks here, you're dealing with, you see this woman, you see her, she over it. She over it. You see this? Do you see it? This lady got the Bible in her hand, a mojo bag around her neck, and a pew pew in her hand. She not playing with nobody. This tells the story of somebody that got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And she said, if we up, we up. What we doing? If we up, we up. What we doing? What we doing? What we doing? And then we come over here. That takes strength. You see this goddess here holding that puma. What they say about the puma, the only natural enemies that a puma has are humans. If that ain't my life, the only natural enemy that the puma has is humans. It's humans. People that seek to destroy your strength. People who seek to possess your power. People who seek to do these things, right? So it takes a lot of strength. I was just telling my baby today, like, you know how hard it is to refrain from being the bully against bullies, right? I told her, I said, the test of true strength is when you are opposing an enemy that you know you can demolish at any given second. And you know that you are the stronger one out of the bunch. To make the choice to not be a bully shows how strong you are. I know I can whoop you, but instead of whooping you, I'm going to let you have it. We had a whole conversation before she left about letting people have it. Letting people have it. Strength, right? This tells a story of the person that I am, the daughter of coins. Anybody that knows me knows. That's why people come to me for particular comfort. You come to my house, I'm rolling out a spread. Like, I got a spread. I got a little bit something for you to snack on. In this picture, she feeding mac and cheese. It is my belief that you leave people. When you leave people or when people leave you, they should be better than they were before they got to you. That's just my opinion. A lot of people don't conform to that belief because a lot of people honestly don't care. But when you are a magical person, when spirituality is embedded within you, you know the importance of leaving offerings in the human form. You make things better. You make things better. Whether you coming for this food because it's nourishment or just because it tastes good, I got you. I got you. And you see, she's smiling. She happy. Everybody's smiling. They happy. They socially gathering. You see the coin on the picture on the wall. Let me tell you, it's a joy to be there. It's a joy to be in her presence, right? So we moving on to this one. 10 of baskets. They barbecuing. Look at all that love and support of family. The one thing that I thought I didn't have, my ancestors are telling me that it is going to line up in your backyard. It's going to be willing and readily available for you. That love, that happiness, that joy, the abundance of a meal. You will not go hungry. You will not go hungry for nothing. No love, no nothing. If this card was in the reverse, honestly, if this card had been in the reverse, it would have confirmed that I was operating based off of my fear and not my faith. Because in the reverse, it talks about being like an empty nester. It talks about somebody that feels unloved ultimately. It talks about someone who feels that they won't have support. So pulling this card from myself in the upright is telling me that the support that I dream of having, I'm going to have it. That's a testimony in itself. But now we're speaking on myself. And it's crazy that this card came out. It says Miss Ida. My granny name was Ida. Her name is Ida. Because ain't no past tense when you dealing with spirit. My granny name is Ida. And in this picture, I believe this young lady is 7 years old, and you see the moon behind her, and she's surrounded by 7 candles, and she's in a dark, empty basement. Now, the story behind this card is a young child that knew she was born with a particular gift and at a particular age. And I remember being her age, and I remember the power coming out. I remember the power going out. And I remember that I had a fascination with candles. And my mother told me that when the power goes out, you can light candles for yourself. And it was so strange because we never dealt with it. But the power went out, there was a storm. And I remember I lit tea light candles all around me. And I sat in the middle of the candles. And I remember my mother said, what you doing? What she called it, a seance? She asked me what I was doing. And she said, you got these, you probably are, like this what you doing. And I didn't realize just even the hold of the spirituality that I possessed, even as a young child, right? So in this deck, when you're dealing with this idol card, it's telling you that she is self-initiated. She's self-initiated. And it's crazy that that card came out. Like I said, my granny name is Ida. And not only that, but I'm a person that has been rejected by so many practices. Every time I was looking for like a home or like a group or something like that to belong to, I get faced with some type of like rejection. I get people saying things like, what are you doing here? Or you don't belong here. Or you should create it yourself. Created myself. I came here because you already created it. I'm trying to be down with y'all. And guess what? They always reject me. They always reject me. Right? And not rejecting me in a negative way, but rejecting me in a way full of love. To whereas they're willing to formulate an alliance, but they're letting me know you can't stay here because you got a path. And knowing you're a path, this is a journey that a lot of people aren't called into. That card came out. And then finally we got here, the Son of Baskets. Man, I looked up this card. We talking about the Son of Baskets. From what I'm seeing is that he's gathering these flowers, which are sacred flowers that practitioners believe are valuable because they get those flowers the day after a moon bow. Not a rainbow, but a moon bow. A bow that's formulated from the moon, and not the sun. And he's there smiling in front of that waterfall. And it's telling me to look how joyous he is to be doing the work that he's doing. You know, he's optimistic. He's ready. He's full of integrity. He know he finna collect those flowers and he gonna take them to his family so they can sell those flowers and provide those flowers. The whole family gonna be abundant because they are seeking these goods that even as a child you have collected. This whole message is letting me know, baby, I've been collecting since the time I came out of the womb. I was initiated, and I ain't need no crew to be initiated. You know, in my crew, my family was my crew. A family full of high priestesses, right? Family full of high priestesses. Ida was a high priestess. Hey, and now I'm here. And now I'm here. We ain't on the negative side of things no more. We influencing. We're influencing with light. We're influencing with truth. We're influencing with purpose. We ain't selling no stories here. Beautiful reading for myself today. And you know what? It might apply to somebody out here. So I'll catch y'all in the next one.